The Bryce Jordan Center in University Park, Pennsylvania. Wrestling lives here. The top dual meet at 125 pounds. The starting lineups, as always, brought to you by Defense Soap. Defend what you...
Ferrari national champion against the freshman Koehler Mirasola.
Lightning Luke Lilledahl, the true sophomore, the Big Ten champion last March. At 125 pounds, he beat Cornhusker Caleb Smith to stand atop the podium and winning that Big Ten crown. He's undefeated, 13-0, ranked #1 in the nation. And for the Cornhuskers, the redshirt sophomore from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Koehler. I say it every broadcast, Jim, don't blink, it's Lightning Luke.
He is quick.
9 bonus point victories.
Just as you say that, he jumps right back in on a single leg there, shelves it really well.
It's just red and green, baby.
Jim, last week, wins over Indiana and Maryland, Penn State, 94 takedowns. They gave up 5. 94 takedowns in 2 dual meets. That is off the charts.
There's just another one right there with Lilledahl. He does such a great job of, slowing down his finish. I mean, Koehler's been in that shin wizard position a lot of his career here, it seems like. At least a lot of the last month.
Stay in bounds, Red, you're down. Every single time.
The only ranked wrestler not in the meet. And when you got a guy like that, you're going to send him out there.
I want a good clean start. Stay set.
In a tough environment, trying to get you started. Just looking for those little things that you can go ahead and build on here, help him out in his career.
Lilledahl from St. Charles, Missouri. There's an escape 3-1 match. In dual meets, Lilledahl now with 39 takedowns. He's only allowed 1. High attack rate, really crisp with his attacks and finishes.
Nice job of the snap down there by Koehler.
Work center!
Like watching, we get an opportunity to see the opposing team go out there and warm up and hit the mat. And this guy,
what's up?
He was out there firing away in his hand fighting out there, taking shots. His warm up was good. I remember watching Caleb Smith a couple of years ago in this environment here. He came out and warmed up for about 2 hours, and that guy was ready to go. So
Koehler's a 3-time Minnesota State champ, 6-time Fargo All-American. Lilledahl in deep on another attack, looking for a second takedown. He comes to Burns without the Resolites, and Lilledahl quickly midway through the first, up 6-1.
Riding time's moving right.
Beautiful finish there, Shayne, as he backed him down to his rear end on that time. He's just been able to go and step up and then pivot back.
Hips.
And you can just tell the way that Koehler hit the mat there is a beautiful finish. Working hard in the top position.
Riding time over 30 seconds for Lilledahl. Goes with a claw ride. Koehler works to his feet.
Still green.
Lilledahl on the edge. Anticipates the roll from Koehler. Remains in the top position on the edge. Now inside of a minute remaining in this first period. 23rd meeting between these two teams. Penn State 13-8 record, 1 tie. The Nittany Lions have won 9 straight against Nebraska. There's that ankle pick. How pretty was that, Jim?
Collar to the ankle pick, and then switched off and got to his outside arm all the way over to the far ankle. And beautiful finish.
Thank you.
3rd takedown of the period as he slides a half Nelson in and takes riding time over a minute. There's a crossface.
I'm not worried about it.
Lilledahl, 6 tech falls and a pair of major decisions. Does have 1 pin on the season. A true sophomore. 2024 Junior Hodge Trophy winner, the first ever Missouri native to win that award. And a big time first period on his feet. Lilledahl, great work on his feet.
Yeah, sometimes you can tell how good a finish is by the watch how the opponent lands on the mat. Boom, all right? Just like that, just took him right to his back from that single leg. And this was beautiful. Watch the left hand, switches off and gets to the far ankle. So not only did he pick with the left hand, all right, but he on the turn right there, got to the far ankle with it. Good activity.
Koehler goes underneath in this second period. Little AC/DC playing in the background here inside the Bryce Jordan Center. And they do such an amazing job presenting the sport in this environment.
Yeah. As we earn the beautiful counter shot there again by Lilledahl.
Takedown, green.
There's the takedown there as he limps the arm out. Good forward trip. Wow. These finishes, Shayne, are physical.
He is just so fun to watch.
Yeah, Red.
These guys get on their offense.
Watch the body in red right there. Boom, these are hard landings.
Eating a little bit of Resolite.
Cover legal.
12-3. Lilledahl went to Christian Brothers College High School and then went to Wyoming Seminary. Captured a pair of prep national championships. Well documented. He is a U17, U20, and U23 world champ.
Bow and arrow being set up here right there.
Punishing in the top position.
Trying to get elbow deep on that ankle right there. Now he's got it pretty tight, and he's going to go ahead and try to step across. Wow. Look at that move.
Jim, I think I just broke my back. As Mike Tyson would say, it's spinal.
Yeah, but Koehler, look at him here. In the very least, get an escape out of this.
Still green.
Take shot.
Still green.
42nd second period.
Still green. Still green.
A roll through there by Lilledahl, not conceding anything.
Still green.
The attitude is this: I'll let you go on my time.
1, 2. Out, Red's down.
Short time in the second period. You remember that quote, right? Mike Tyson, I think I broke my back. It's spinal. One of the all-time great quotes from Iron Mike. And this Penn State team, Jim, punishing people like Mike Tyson used to do in his prime.
Everybody has a plan until somebody hits you in the mouth.
Absolutely. Lilledahl chasing hips. Anticipates the roll, and with riding time over 3 minutes and a 14-3 lead, Lilledahl will finish the period on top in command to the third. Head coach Cael Sanderson, the chemist,
11-point match.
17th season,
Neutral.
.931 winning percentage.
Here we go. Set.
Is that his new moniker now, the chemist?
I just came up with that because what they are formulating in the lab is pretty impressive.
The elements he starts with are pretty good, and he makes very good-looking molecules.
Yes, he does. Great coaching staff. Lilledahl looking for his 7th tech ball of the season. And with that takedown, he creeps a little bit closer, 17-3.
There you go.
Still green, guys. Neutral.
20-3 tech fall. A 20 spot hung up by Lilledahl, who's now 14-0, picks up his 10th bonus point victory, and it is 5 on the board for the Nittany Lions. .133 pounds. True freshman Marcus Blaze undefeated. And All-American Jacob Van D ranked 10th in the nation. 12-3 record for Van D. Back in his home state, he's from Union City, PA. Wrestled at Erie Cathedral Prep, where he was a 3-time placer and won a title as a junior. Marcus Blaze, a 4-time Ohio State champion at Perrysburg, 196-2 in high school. 14 bonus point victories.
Yeah, and a lot of those bonus point victories has been because he kind of figures it out, and then in the first period, and then maybe gets a takedown or something like that, but really adds on the points once he gets a feel for what you're trying to accomplish out there. Really fun to watch. And of course, Jacob Van D, All-American last year. Young man's from Erie, Pennsylvania. Good to be home. Coach Mike Hassey there at the Erie Cathedral. Yeah, and then same high school as Carter Strachey.
Coming off a pair of losses last weekend, fell to Drake Ayala 12-6. Van D got the first takedown, but Ayala stormed back and got the W. And then on Sunday against Ben Davino for Ohio State, the Buckeye beat Van D 7-2.
What fascinates me about watching Marcus Blaze is that he just does not come out of that stance. He measures it with his hands, with long arms out there, wide shoulders. Just used to wrestling low.
A three-time world medalist. Won a U17 world title in 2023, a U20 world title in 2025, and was a U20 world bronze in 2024. And in that tournament, fell to now teammate Masanosuke Ono of Japan. Went on to win the senior world title in 2024, now at Penn State.
Yeah, and you can see, Blaze does a wonderful job of down blocking with those hands. He's got his free hand hitting the mat right there. Left hand, that's kind of a gauge for his stance. And Van D is pretty good at hitting a little space shot right there, not from distance, but always, you can't get a guy out of that stance, you don't see it.
Good snap.
Front headlock here for Marcus Blaze with just over a minute remaining in this first period.
Good job of getting to the corner for a little bit. Nice job by Van D to get out of that position.
Van D is a 17 seed last March in Philly.
I got you.
Beat Tyler Knox of Stanford for 7.
Right there, you can see where Van D has come out of his stance a little bit. He had his head over the top. And a lot of his, with Blaze's opposition, with his discipline, with his stance, kind of find themselves in that position where, his head is lower. He's in a better position to be able to shoot.
Blaze with a bicep and a wrist.
Right there, yeah, wow.
Fireman's carry for 3.
Van D tried to shoot with his hand tied up right there, and just came through. I mean, we talk about control ties all the time. Just perfect example of just basically wading into the guy with the control tie with a desperation to get out of it. That's when the shot shows up.
A takedown and a ride out. Blaze a 3-0 lead.
Look at the control tie here on the replay. Right there. It ties up the wrist and has the elbow. Right, just comes right back to it. Wow. I'm going to say wow a lot today, Shayne. Get ready.
In dual meets, Blaze this season, now with 43 takedowns, he surrendered 1. Heading into this dual meet, Jim, Penn State.
Hey, I've told you about 4 times.
These starters tonight, 330 takedowns scored. They've allowed 20. I'll tell you this, Jim, I failed algebra, but I'm pretty good at division. That is a 16.5 to 1 ratio. You can win matches with that kind of attack and finish rate.
Yeah, I think you could coach those guys.
Yeah, algebra was not my strong suit. Never could figure it out. 330 to 20, as I mentioned.
But you look good in a suit.
I got that going for me, which is nice. But it's got to be State and Liberty. Levels to everything. 1:20 remaining in the second period. 3-1 score. Half shot there by Van D.
Look at the discipline of that stance one more time. You see, just Van D is not alone. There's a lot of guys that are going to experience the same thing. They could be able to go ahead and go low with Blaze and then be able to look, keep your ankles clean and all that is going to be tough with him. And he runs to a corner as well as anybody in the country as well. When he gets your head down in these positions, he's going to run to the corner, pulling you down.
Front headlock. Van D gets back to his feet.
I'm thinking red.
Van D was 8th at the Big Tens last season. 133, of course, in the Big Ten is a loaded weight class. One of the best weight classes in the Big Ten and in the entire country. Inside of 30 seconds in the second period.
I told you stay out of the face, okay? It's illegal. It's one.
Green for an illegal hold right there. It looked like, I don't know if he had fingers held or something like that. That could have been the case, but one additional point here for Marcus Blaze.
Final seconds in the second period.
There you go.
Exciting times for Penn State football. Matt Campbell, recently named the new head football coach, of course came over from Iowa State, had great success.
I'll be honest with you, that's a super hire here for this institution. And I know Coach Campbell here. I was a season ticket holder at Iowa State, my alma mater.
Improve.
Watched a lot of his successes at a place where you haven't had a lot of history of success, even though we had great coaches there. So it's coming to this institution. I really look forward to watching him and his progress.
Blaze with an escape extends his lead to 5-1, and we'll talk with Coach Campbell at the intermission. Marcus Blaze's only decision this season
Keep clearing his thumb blocks.
was inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. He beat Drake Ayala 4-2. 133, of course, the reigning national champion.
Keep it
in
legal.
Lucas
Keep it
Bird,
legal.
Ben Davino for Ohio State. Looking forward to that matchup in a couple of weeks right here inside the Bryce Jordan Center with Blaze and Davino.
1 minute.
We'd love to hear from you. Tweet us, hashtag Friday Night Wrestling. As always, want to see what you're eating. What's the setup? What are the dogs doing? What are the cats doing? Triple header once again here on the Big Ten Network. We saw Ohio State and Wisconsin, Illinois and Indiana to follow. 35 to go in this third period. Riding time and on factor, so a takedown would not be enough for Marcus Blaze to get a major decision. Saw tech fall from Luke Lilledahl at 125.
There's just going to be a lot of matches like that. They're running for the corner right there is Marcus Blaze. But there are going to be a lot of matches like this at this weight class where guys try to hold the lead. That one takedown shot. There's back in on another finish. Shin Wizard.
Final score of 5-1. Marcus Blaze, the true freshman, keeps on rolling. Now 16-0 on the season. Acknowledging the phenomenal wrestling program built by Cael Sanderson, a former Iowa State Cyclone. 141 pounds. There is three-time All-American Brock Hardy. And he'll wrestle Braden Davis.
Oh, Shayne loves this music. He's banging his head right now up against the bench.
Braden Davis, I love the walkout music, and Braden Davis, Jim, wasting no time.
Got a bottom leg cradle possibly set up right there. He's going to settle back and score the points.
8 seconds in, Braden Davis hits the three. This is a matchup of Big Ten champions. Braden Davis, 2 years ago as a true freshman, then down at 125 in the Big Ten title. A big man return from Braden and Davis. And this is a match, Jim, I was especially looking forward to. Braden Davis, 8-1, all bonus point victories.
Yeah, take a look at this. He just drops in. Collar tie, 2 collar ties, right, left, right back into a shot. Now, we've seen where Hardy's tried to go ahead and hit these roll-throughs and all that stuff against really good wrestlers. It hasn't worked really well for him. And he's really difficult to keep in control in that bottom position. He'll come up to his feet. Wouldn't be surprised if Davis... Oh, he takes him right back to one more time.
Brock Hardy winning a Big Ten title. Last March at Northwestern, he pinned Vance Vombar in that final. Picked up his 100th career victory against Nasir Bailey last Friday in Lincoln. And then fell to Jesse Mendez of Ohio State 14-3. That, of course, was a rematch of the national final won by the Buckeye. Inside of 2 minutes, Braden Davis, the quick start for Penn State here at 141.
Yeah, let's see if he goes right back after it one more time. Same shot. Hardy's so difficult to go ahead and score right there, but he's got really good position with his shoulder and the hamstring there. Now Hardy tried to hide that ankle slide it underneath. It worked for him for a little bit. Can Davis come up? He sits him back down. Can he cover the hips though?
Looking for that second takedown, no points yet.
I'll tell you what, he's got it framed up there pretty well.
And there's the second takedown. A lightning quick start from Braden Davis. Riding time, Jim, just like that, at a minute.
Yeah, but they've all been exciting mat returns. Now the hand fighting going on right now. Braden Davis putting a lot of energy into this match. And don't you love this? Call the points. You know, in a Brock Hardy match, you just don't know how this is going to end, but you're going to see a lot of scrambles and a lot of effort to get points, really, by both guys.
Davis, an All-American a year ago at 133, was the 8th seed. He placed 5th after a 4th place finish at the Big Tens. True junior from Belleville, Michigan, Dundee High School, a 4-time state champ.
And what we've seen from Davis as a freshman, you know, did a really good job in riding and keeping control of his opponents there, and with good stalk, and really had good defense, had good head-hands defense and good position.
Original plan was for him to redshirt this season, but injuries to Aaron Nagao have called Braden Davis to duty here at this weight class.
Not hesitating in this front headlock position is Davis to go ahead and try to get his head on the mat. Nice job of circling off to the side. See, he didn't stay out in front of Hardy right there. He got the tie he wanted and basically scooted out to the outside. Good work here on this mat return here situation where he almost gets that bottom leg. I thought for a second there, but you saw that where Hardy was able to go ahead and tie up his wrist with just good cradle defense.
And that was his second takedown, 3 more on the board. A lot of energy inside this building. The pep band is here, the cheerleaders, they do such a great job. Fans really get behind this program, understandably so. Most dominant program in all of college athletics, Penn State wrestling.
Take a look at what's happening here for Davis. Normally he was able to go ahead and kind of sit out, and he kind of does flares his legs out, attaches his hamstrings basically to the match and the mat. And the guy's kind of let go of that position. So here he is right now, hamstrings on the mat, and then he'll turn into it.
An escape for Braden Davis, 7-2.
And he kind of did that. Now 36 seconds of riding time. I don't know if it'll be a factor. You know, you give up 2 takedowns with this 3-point takedown. You got to go out there and manufacture a takedown on your own, or this match just slips away from you.
Stall call on Hardy. Talked about it in the open. Penn State with 8 undefeated guys, 6 guys ranked number 1. Braden Davis and Koehler Mirasola, both ranked 12th. But as you can see, both those guys capable of big things. Braden Davis already an impressive career, Big Ten champ. And he's up by 5 with 45 seconds in the second period. What can Hardy do to get back in this match, Jim?
That's just what he's doing right now, driving in and trying to bring his hips in after he gets to a shot. Gets the stall warning there, so that's one way.
Each guy with a stall call.
I really think, he's got to try to get a takedown here too early to be able to go ahead and shut it down. So there's a problem, I think, with one of the right hand fingers, I think.
Back to 2015 with Iowa and Oklahoma State inside of Kinnick. And here's a scramble inside of 30 seconds.
I think Davis won that scramble. There was a period of time there, I think, where he seems like he's fading just a little bit right here, but that was worth maybe taking another look at. I thought he scored, got all the way behind him and almost in the referee's position, but the action was away from the Penn State corner, so duck under attempt.
Nice job there by Brock Hardy, and inside of 15 seconds, That's going to put him right back into this match, 7-5. That was a huge score for Brock Hardy.
Yeah, unanswered points too as well. Now
Davis was super close to scoring here, as you said, Jim. For a split second, he looked like he was going to score.
Yeah, he got tucked around all the way back. Right, for a split second, I thought that knee was on the mat and might have been able to score, but no brick from the Penn State corner.
Jim, you've always described Brock Hardy as the old man at the Y. He's not going to back down easily.
Well, he was out here warming up with James Green early and hard, okay? And one of the things that we try to get going here the last part of the season is to get your warm-up down so you're ready to go out there and fire right away. And seems to be in a pretty good position to be able to find his way back into this match down 7-6.
Each guy's been hit with stalling. Riding time and on factor with 90 to go here in this third period.
Remember, Davis has been called for stalling.
Yep.
Sir.
Brock Hardy, three-time All-American, 6th in 2023, 3rd in 2024.
And we'll see if Davis
lost in that final last year. Here's a shot from Braden Davis.
Yeah, but he's shooting to hold on because now he's in a bad way here. Bottom leg scooped up. He's got the cradle. These will be points.
This is what Brock Hardy does. Brock Hardy gets the fall. Vintage Brock Hardy. Just like that, it is 8-6.
Other than the cradle and both shoulders flat. Might have tapped him on the chest, I guess. Yeah.
Brock Hardy, Jim, doing Brock Hardy things.
Yeah. Basically going to come up there, gets elbow deep, elbow across the back right there, knocks him to his rear end right there, is able to lock up that outside cradle, and that was tight. Wow. Yeah, he did kind of tap him right there.
And I will say this, Brock Hardy, one of the nice guys.
I would say this, is that J.R. Blows, the official there, did a great job of not getting involved with that, let it expire, and was right there to calm things down.
149 pounds, Chance Lamer ranked 18th in the nation, and top-ranked Shayne Van Ness for Penn State. The signature bow from Van Ness, 14-0, 13 bonus point victories. Jim, last week against Carter Young in the dual meet against Maryland, he was down 7-0.
Yeah, got taken down and put in a cradle right away, but.
And then a tech fall, 31-15. He scored 9 takedowns. 46 points combined. 46 points combined in a match. Incredible.
And Carter Young is the type of guy that can go out there and score. Shayne just gave up another early takedown.
For the second consecutive match, Van Ness falls behind early. The two-time All-American from Somerville, New Jersey. Good return there by Lamer.
Notice how he, on the way down, he kept his knees up close to his chest and landed in a perfect position to be able to pop back up to his feet.
Heart rate's up a little bit.
Lamer last week was pinned by Ryder Block and then fell in sudden victory at Ethan Stiles, 6-3.
Stay down. Stay down.
A team point was deducted from Penn State at the end of the Braden Davis match.
Well,
so now it is 7-6.
Lots of it.
Reaction.
Of course. Another look. Brock Hardy gives him a couple pats on the chest, and Braden Davis didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, under different circumstances, that could probably be taken better, but it's just understand the reaction.
Van Ness from New Jersey, wrestled at Blair Academy, was a two-time prep national champ. And Jim, I was at Blair Academy last night for the first time. An incredible place. Didn't know where I was. Didn't know if I was in Blairsville or Blairstown or Pennsylvania or New Jersey. But other than that, it was a really good night.
Just like a traveling road show.
Oh, I don't know where I am at half the time. But that place was special. They beat Del Barton last night. That's become a really good rivalry. Saw Jaden James, a future Nittany Lion. But that place was packed. An hour before first whistle, it was packed. And that is the best high school wrestling environment I've ever experienced. I've seen some good ones this season, but that was a lot of fun. And they got a wall of prep national champions in the wrestling room, along with guys that have gone on to become All-Americans, and that list, so much history, so much talent, just an incredible place.
Kelly Ward.
Kelly Ward, one of our friends, one of the first guys that became an All-American after wrestling at Blair Academy. We are back at it, 1:40 first period. Lamer the quick takedown, he's 10-3. Began his career in the Big Ten at Michigan, and then transferred to Cal Poly. Now back in the Big Ten in Lincoln.
Lamer coming out here hard. I'm sure that he wasn't, happy with the performance last week, and not that he, did anything. He went out there and wrestled hard, but got caught in a finish and wasn't able to go ahead and get back to a neutral position. Got pinned in the big meet. And
I think that was 5-5 when that happened.
Yeah, it's a big sequence in that meet, because that was, that was probably one of the big differences between, maybe beating Iowa and not. But there were obviously other matches too. But it was just a momentum kick.
Van Ness, a two-time All-American, third in 2023 and 2025. Last season as a 3-seed, lost to Ridge Lovett in the semis, and then pinned Ethan Stiles.
Yeah, footwork a lot better from Lamer. I'm sure that the whole staff is working with him on it.
Both guys are working, good action.
Much better today. Heavy hands.
Second period is going to be Red's choice, correct?
You can hear the Nebraska Cornhuskers saying, move your feet, move your feet. Experienced coaching staff trying to bring a guy along here. Wrestling the #1 ranked guy, an inside wrist tie off the elbow here. That's a control tie for Lamer. Now he gets out of it right there, but is able to square up and get into that underhook. Good work here by Lamer.
Ethan Stiles was at Oregon State, now at Ohio State. And at St. 30 beat Dylan DeMilio of Ohio State. Fell behind last week. There's that cradle from Carter Young, but when it was all said and done, Van Ness stayed poised, just kept on wrestling, and ultimately 31-15, 9 takedowns to remain undefeated.
So impressive
and keep that #1 spot in the country.
Sorry, Shayne, but what's impressive about him is that he rarely goes down to his knees, rarely has to. When he gets a nice control tie, gets a little angle right there, he's able to finish on his feet. I've said this before about him. He just gets into your grill, he gets into your kitchen, he gets into your rice bowl. He's just right there inside you right there. It's hard to get out of that position, and he follows it up with good angles, good shots, beautiful finishes.
Working on a 2-on-1.
Right there one more time.
Now a double leg from Van Ness.
Notice how he's not on his knees.
Drives through and scores the takedown. He's got his first lead.
That bottom leg hooked right there. It's hooked below the knee. Now he's adjusting with it. See how when you hook it below the knee, you get a little bit of flexion right there. Your hip turns, and you lose all your ability to turn.
Got a minute, guys.
That takedown tied the match with 60 to go in the second period. The Nittany Lion, a wild match. As we mentioned with Carter Young last week, he had a wild match with another Terrapin in 2023 at the NCAA tournaments. He trailed Ethan Miller 8-0 after one, scored 4 takedowns in the third, and ultimately got the fall. So a couple of wild matches with Maryland for Van Ness. Riding time over 30 seconds.
Doing a good job of collapsing, getting those thighs away from the chest right there. Lamer comes back into a pretty decent position, but there's
their ankle scoops.
Yeah, a little bit more better back pressure as they get to the edge.
Gets that takedown to tie it here in the second period. Riding time over a minute Has that tight waist that he has Lamer flat and finishes the second period on top. Here's that tying takedown from the Nittany Lion, Ness.
Gets a little corner there off that tie, right? But notice how he just bounces right off his knees, gets that chest, that forehead right into the chest for a bit, slides his head to the outside, pops the hips in and scores.
Fans love it. Passionate fan base. Nittany Lion goes underneath.
Good job covering the fenders right now. Lamer, nice job of sagging back right there, but it's back into that quad pod stand up there, covering across the waist right there, brings the right elbow in and make the turn around the hand around the waist. It's the quick escape.
5-4.
And tell you what, this is the kind of match that I think Lamer wanted here. You notice how he's stuffing the head. He's getting to his underhook off of those shots. Doing a nice job of squaring up and fighting in that situation.
There's that double leg, no driving through for 3 more. Ness, his second takedown is 8-4.
There's just so much you can do. You can see the competitive level that Lamer stepped up in this match, but there's only so much you're able to go ahead and do when he basically makes his decision to attack you straight on like that.
Takes that riding time back over 60 seconds.
What's the score?
It's the ankle.
Improve!
Jim, let me ask you this. When you look at the attacks from Ness, is that something you can drill? And if so, like, how does it look?
Yeah, you drill that. I mean, he probably just does that every day. I mean, one thing he's gifted athletically, he's a little bit more compact of an athlete there, but, it's easy for him, but he's looking for it. See that lower level change right there? He was in good position to be able to take that shot, but at this stage, he's holding the lead. Oh, just when I say that, jumps in on a beautiful shot. I think he may have seen something when he did that level change as a setup, came back to it, shot.
With the riding time point, a 12-5 decision for the #1 ranked 149-pounder in the country.
If you're going to go up against the reigning national champion, you want to do it in this environment. And this guy has been, PJ Duke, I'm talking about, has just been really exciting to watch. His ability to attack both sides.
Guys, keep those hands illegal.
And
I'm known to penalize for it.
Taylor, I mean, what a great run that he had last year to join the club and become an NCAA champion.
A little bit of a slow start for Taylor, but he has won 9 straight after those 2 defeats at the national duels. As you mentioned, these guys have met in freestyle. Duke won the World Team Trials this past May when he beat Taylor and Ridge Lovett, ultimately beat Yanni at Final X.
And both guys like to underhook. They kind of like to both underhook on the same side. Okay, so PJ likes the left-handed underhook, and Antrell likes the right-handed underhook. So that's going to be a lot of battling there to Duke's left, Antrell's right. And I tell you what, he is really, I mean, Antrell Taylor, when he gets that underhook, go back and look at the last against Iowa here with Jordan Williams. I'm almost certain that run.
Guys, both you guys are doing it. Both you guys are doing it. Keep me up.
He's so much committed to it. Bounced his head up off the mat. Kind of, probably was wondering where he was at the edge there, and then Antrell followed it up and got the stall call there. But that technique he hit there was timing on it, and what he did to Jordan Williams' head was unbelievable.
Beat the Hawkeye 2-1 at Sudden victory, then beat Maddox Shaw of Ohio State 11-3 in major on Sunday.
Straight on shot.
Job there by Taylor to stay square.
And these guys have probably scouted each other out quite a bit. You notice how Duke
work through this.
Taylor has that underhook. He's blocking with the top of the head right in the shoulder right there. He can't get his pass by with the underhook. He can't get that going.
In dual meets, PJ Duke 33 takedowns. He is yet to be taken down in a dual meet from Slate Hill, New York. Minisink Valley, a 4-time New York State champ. He has burst out of the scene. One of the bright young talents in all of college wrestling were scoreless with 55 ticks in the first period.
Ooh, nice drag attempt, but Duke drives back into it, gets into a single leg there. Got an opportunity to go ahead and show it.
No takedown yet.
Still neutral.
Look at that from Antrell Taylor.
Yeah,
he's not over the woods yet.
I think they're looking for the brick over in the Penn State corner. Take a look at this. His points in this situation is weight on the hands. That brick is out.
The brick is out. Nick Lee threw that brick in the Penn State corner. Now Mark Manning
comes out because he didn't like how late it was, but they kind of gave a weak throw and he never even got to the white surface, so the officials wouldn't know that he actually threw that. So they're going to...
Mark Manning talking with the official. Yeah, I'm going to have to tease Nick Lee a little bit. He's got a better arm than that.
Yeah, weak sauce on that.
The two-time national champion.
Never played any Frisbee golf or anything like that, you can tell.
Penn State leading at 10-6. They got a fall from Brock Hardy at 141. The break is out, so challenge.
Yeah, you could see they were. What's so funny about this in my mind, we've gone through whole Big Ten tournaments here where the Penn State will not throw out the brick, all right? They were looking for it like they were trying to find, Cole Mirasola's headgear.
Penn State challenging the takedown, of course. Here's another look.
They haven't bothered to look at it yet, so this is going to take a while. I thought right here when he cleared out right there, came up over the top, there's weight on the hands, you've got the knee and the toe down. That does look like control. As he's not really doing anything with the right hand, and then explosive athletic ability of...
Takedown was awarded.
No takedown was awarded.
Antrell Taylor from Millard, Nebraska, won 3 state titles at Millard South, 2-time All-American.
Showing it up
The
on
3 seed to win that national title in Philadelphia. Anticipated showdown with Taylor and P.J. Duke as they continue to review the call, the challenge from the Penn State corner.
This could go either way. Again, they're not looking at the same look that we had. You can see that where Duke was behind and over the top with his left arm, and weight obviously on the hands and one knee, one toe.
After review, the call of the night is confirmed. No takedown, stall.
No takedown.
But they just called Antrell for stall.
So Penn State loses its challenge.
That's what Manning was complaining about, was the stall warning. And I can understand that because the sequence was started with an Antrell Taylor shot. Looked like to me.
Short time in this first period.
It's a good challenge. It's going to be a close match.
Don't have a dog in this fight, but when you do,
Green's choice.
when referees do make that call and open up a match, it's like last week. We saw Brock Hardy, who just puts up a lot of points. Okay, here's the end of the sequence where Antrell gets one, where they go off the mat. Okay, that's the shin wizard. He's working. He squares back up, and that's where he got called for stalling. But he'll take that stall warning rather than give up the takedown.
Finish your thought.
Yeah,
How's your start? Cover legal.
When you have these tight matches like this with these opponents, and like last week it was
Guys, I'm gonna take it. Guys,
Sir Bailey and
You're referring to the position where it looked like Sir Bailey had the takedown, but they did not give it to him.
But if you give the points right there and it's close, okay, all of a sudden now we're watching a 9-8 match, okay?
Because guys got to go.
The guys got to go, all right? When you go ahead and make these 0-0 situations, you don't put the pressure on anybody. And I like open the lid and allow the points to come out of the jar.
And I would say this. I think most wrestling fans would have no issues awarding the aggressor, the guy taking the risks.
Yeah.
I think most wrestling fans would say, when in doubt, put the points up.
But we'll hear from them. The ones that don't.
30 seconds into the second period, Taylor leading it 1-0 with the early escape.
One thing that we've seen from Duke is that
Clean it
they're able
up.
to go ahead and attack both sides of the
Clean it
body.
up.
But we haven't seen it. We've seen Taylor's been able to shut out pretty well this type of action.
EJ Duke, U23 World Bronze. In August, he won a U20 World title. He was busy on the freestyle scene as he works at 2-on-1, but into that underhook from Antrell Taylor.
And immediately with the head block, with the top of the head right
Both
there.
guys are working, correct?
You can make a case for that's kind of stalling too if you're going to call Antrell for stalling right there.
Keep him
You're not gonna call
legal. Keep him
Duke
legal.
with just blocking out of that underhook with his head down.
You got to keep those hands up. Let's go. I know you guys are both doing it. Sit.
Such good tactics in these matches.
Taylor collar tie and an underhook. Guys are forehead to forehead with 25 to go in the second.
Both guys staying in the logo.
A lot of great action around the nation's premier wrestling conference. Minnesota and Iowa wrestling tonight. That match on Big Ten Plus. That is Charlie Millard. Charlie Millard had that battle a couple of weeks ago with Antrell Taylor. He was beating the Cornhusker, and then Taylor pinned him at the 7-minute mark. So Millard has Jordan Williams in trouble. Inside Carver Hawkeye. Great over-the-top view again. Minnesota and Iowa on Big Ten Plus. Drake Ayala getting a tech fall for the Hawkeyes. Ayala, the two-time national finalist. Picking up some steam. Hans Von Barr, a bonus point victory, the All-American for the Gophers.
Riding time up to 8 seconds for Antrell Taylor here. Duke doing a nice job of getting to his feet. And if you're
Bottom
going to
man,
go ahead and
optional
go with
start. Go ahead and cover.
a freestyle start here, he's telling the official. So I don't know how committed he'll be to being in the top position. Yep.
Gives the escape 1-1. Here we go.
You just don't want to give up a bad stall call here in a tight match like this because you're trying to ride the guy and you're 50 seconds away from getting those points. But
keep in mind, Taylor was hit with stalling. Duke has not been hit.
that's exactly my point with because why you don't want to give up a stall call when you're probably going to let him go anyway.
Taylor down to one knee. Now works back to his feet. This has been a lot of heavy hands, underhooks, hard hand fight.
Inside left-handed underhook this time. And a foot sweep action by PJ Duke. Now this is just what it takes, right? Head, heavy hand fighting, collar ties,
Offense, be offensive.
touch and go. It's difficult to open a guy up. And Taylor's been very good at when Duke lowers his level, he's able to go ahead and ward him off with those underhooks and kind of do a little counterattack. There's a little swing single, back into his underhook. There's the blocking going on that I was talking about. See his hand across the hips right there.
His left hand.
Yep. Forehead in the chest.
Down to 30 seconds here in this third period.
See the underhook that he likes to work with right there. Almost got the little pass by. Both guys just battling here. They haven't left the logo.
Wrestling in a phone booth.
That's that quick little lateral motion here that Duke does on a little misdirection. He goes the other direction.
Taylor's really elusive.
Yeah.
And we are going to sudden victory in this battle at 1:57. 2 minutes on the clock.
Both guys look pretty
Guys, you got to start one and be careful here. Don't work the score.
aware.
Sit.
See where Duke looking to tie up those wrists maybe. Worked a little bit of a drag or some sort of misdirection off of that. Heavy collar tie. Oh boy, that looked like it was there right there for Taylor. Got really close. Didn't fire the shot.
P.J. Duke had the closest scoring attempt on his feet back in the first period. That was that lost challenge by the Penn State corner. They remain center of the Resolite.
Taylor has done a nice job of squaring up, kind of staying on the corner of Duke.
Gets his underhook again, right side.
Can't get that head block out of the position once he gets the underhook.
Inside of 1 minute in this sudden victory. Nets point wins.
Inside collar tie. Left-handed underhook.
Crowd would love a stall call, but it would be wrong.
Feel it.
Hey, both guys, come on.
The crowd unhappy here with just the frustration of not seeing their guy being able to get to his offense, but I think Taylor's done a good job of presenting himself.
Duke's teammates looking on. See how these guys wrestle in the final 20. Will somebody take a risk? Or will we head to the tiebreakers? Half shot there by Duke. 9 minutes, not enough time to decide this one. We will go to the tiebreakers. Disc shows up green. Duke defers, and Antrell Taylor will go underneath. Riding time raced. This is where the riding time becomes critical. Every single second matters.
See Coach Sanderson's instructions there to keep him down. Of course.
Caution on Antrell Taylor. Especially in this situation. Why not?
Hey guys, give me a good clean start. Hold the start. Don't get set. Hold on, Red. Top cover.
Top 5 matchup here at 157. And there's a caution on Duke. So now each guy with a caution.
And when you saw that, the left hand of P.J. Duke came down on the thigh right there, but he didn't go to the navel right away, and that's why he called the caution. So.
Stay set. Cover legal.
Taylor quickly pops to his feet, looking to fight hands. There's a roll from the Cornhusker. And now P.J. Duke gets a 1 count.
And
they go off the mat. Quick escape.
Okay, no bounce.
And Taylor takes the 2-1 lead. He was close to hit him at near fall.
He was close to that second swipe, but it wasn't there.
So Duke gets riding time of 13 seconds. That was some good action.
Oh, inside collar, inside underhook right there on the right-hand side. Looked like Taylor was in the position he wanted to be in, but they run out of time.
So now P.J. Duke will go on bottom. If you are Antrell Taylor, can you ride him for 14 seconds?
Duke has been so dominant this year. He hasn't been in situations, to my knowledge, like this.
New territory, at least in college, where he's 13-0 with 11 bonus point victories. This Nittany Lion crowd coming to life for their true freshman P.J. Duke. What a scene here in the Bryce Jordan Center. Big time match. And there's the second caution on Duke. Now he's got to be careful. Next one would be a point. He can ill afford that to happen.
You know, you don't think about these, but it'd be a good time for Antrell to squeeze him a little bit here. Get him to jump one more time.
Next one's a point. Stay set, okay?
Because he's only got 1.
Cover. 1.
Quick game to pick off the whistle. Duke to his feet. Body lock from Antrell Taylor, and he plants Duke into the mat.
Still plenty of time. 5 seconds.
Antrell Taylor.
Look how he brought his leg up.
With that return, has riding time in his favor at 5 seconds with 10 seconds to go.
Shayne, he was balancing him on one leg right there on that mat return. Unbelievable.
Hey, hold your start, guys.
Duke had his leg
Get
laced
set.
right there, and he's able to go ahead, lift him up, and keep one leg on the mat.
Stay
Bring him
set.
back down soundly.
Cover.
And Antrell Taylor hands PJ Duke his first loss of the season. Antrell Taylor has won 10 straight.
He's back.
Antrell Taylor does the work in that top position. A perfect 15-0, all bonus point victories. And LJ Araujo, an 11-3 redshirt freshman from Bismarck, North Dakota, 5-time North Dakota state champion. And Mesenbrink wasting no time with an attack off the whistle. Attack, 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 and attack again, Jim, if you're Mitchell Mesenbrink.
Yeah, shocking. He's in on a leg. Nice job of finishing that, because we've seen where Araujo has been really tough to score on here for a lot of guys.
Improve.
But that finish was really nice, anticipated.
Improve,
little
guys.
swing around, little roll with the hit.
Now when Dual meets with that takedown, Mesenbrink 30 takedowns. He's only given up one. Mesenbrink 70-1 record in his career, 40-0 in dual meets, 21-0 in Big Ten duels. As he's backing on the legs once again.
Ankle right there, see where his forehead here is. On his slides up a little bit higher, covers the hips pretty well. And this is just going to be, you know, clinic so far on how to do a great finish on this young man here who's been difficult for a lot of people to score on.
Nebraska in that first half.
We're going to score.
Showed some guts.
Yeah, they do. They went out and competed, and I think we got a good look at Antrell Taylor, you know, that went to the right out there that turned into an advantage situation for him, got the quick escape. Almost gave up the back points right there. There was so many things that were tight in that match.
Improve.
Two really good athletes. And
you're neutral.
You know, even though it was, the points weren't plenty, fun match to watch. Another shot there by Mesenbrink. Yeah, good job of getting up to his feet, clearing his head, rolling his head out of that position. He's scoring one more time.
Stalemate, Red's down.
Quick stalemate call.
Third takedown in this first period.
Couple of really.
Hold your start. I want a good clean start. Okay, stay
Jesse
set.
Mendez from Ohio State here, what he's been able to do with the 41-pound weight class here. All the domination he's shown here, but of course, Mitchell Mesenbrink has been like this for a couple of years at this weight.
He has won 42 straight.
Improve.
32 tech falls in his career. Lights up the scoreboard.
Oh,
I'm not
nice correction right there, going both ways off of that.
He's batting 1,000 right now.
It's amazing how low he gets his head when he decides to attack. We saw that in the match with Caliendo. All the shots he was able to take kept keeping Caliendo on his heels.
What?
Stall call on the Cornhusker. So much pressure from Mesenbrink.
I need offense.
Boy, this is going to be some type of environment here when the Big Tens come to Penn State.
37 days away from the Big Ten championships.
I mean, you're going to have to beat the guys in the blue and white singlets, but this crowd is going to be right there with them.
Counterattack there from Araujo, but on his shoe tops, crunched underneath those hips of Mesenbrink. 37 days from that Sunday in those championship finals. Speaking of Big Ten champions, the Fighting Illini have one in Lucas Bird, the reigning Big Ten and national champ. Indiana and Illinois to follow. Triple header tonight. We saw Ohio State and Wisconsin. And then it's off to Champaign. It's Lucas Bird night in Champaign, honoring their national champ. What a career he's had. 133 is going to be crazy.
Look at here, Araujo in a little counter shot. Hey, he jumps back in again.
That's a quick whistle.
Stall
That's
call
on
on
me.
Mesenbrink.
Nope,
He doesn't get too many of those.
We're not going to stall. Okay. No stall.
JR.
That is a graphic you do not see often. Mitchell Mesenbrink with a stall warning underneath.
JR blows, you're going to need an escort to the car. Roll through attempt there by Araujo.
Takedown green.
You know what? This guy has spent a lot of time understanding those type of counters here. And I'm talking about Mitchell Mesenbrink. He's got to be incredible. I mean, look at his shoulders and the width and how many times he just reaches out in front of him there. His shoulder carriage, and you always see the big wide shoulders, narrow waist. He's got to be incredibly strong. How many
Both
times
guys improve here.
The leg in right there with that grip.
One.
The U20 world champion in 2023 leads it here 12-4 with 60 seconds to go in the second period.
Oh. Shot right there off the elbow tie.
You've talked often, Jim, about his shot recovery.
Yeah, he did right there. He didn't get the shot he wanted. Well, he didn't waste a lot of time in that position. He gets right back to his feet, and he'll take another one.
And racking up all those takedowns and doing so, he's got riding time at 90 seconds. 40 seconds in the second period.
Get out of the fingers, guys. Stay out of it.
Mesenbrink gives the clap of the hands.
Running red.
Yeah, but just like that, he gets a stall warning call for it. But I got to tell you, I think I've been impressed with Araujo's ability to, stand right there at the logo.
Okay.
He probably doesn't, not a lot of guys see offense when they look at Mesenbrink. He's so herky-jerky in his stance and all that stuff. Now he's running to a shot, but a lot of times he gets to that, and Araujo's reacting very well. I got to tell you, it's going to be interesting to watch this guy develop over the next 3 years.
He's really good on top. 13-4. Hit us up at hashtag Friday Night Wrestling. The Commodore Perry Wrestling team watching us here tonight. That is in Western Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching. A couple of young fans. Those two are getting ready to scrap tonight.
Don't get too close to that fire, guys.
And I love that. Death, taxes, and Friday Night Wrestling. Cement Mixer is one of my favorite names of a move. Of course, Coffee Grinder #1, but I love Cement Mixer. I'd go Cement Mixer probably #2.
One.
Just sounds awesome, and that is an awesome move. Mentioned Araujo in the top position. This is where he's really good.
Improve.
He's going to be responsible for taking him to the mat. Now another stall warning here. That's 1 point for Mesenbrink. The referee will call a stalemate.
Mesenbrink from Heartland, Wisconsin. Heartland Arrowhead High School.
Yeah, I just think it's on Look at that.
That is fantastic.
That's a fantastic. I don't know what they call those things, but
I just call them the big heads.
The big heads. Well, incredible attempt there by Araujo. Countered really
hustling
well.
around behind. Gets the reversal. Jim, I want to mention this real quick. Mitchell Mesenbrink began his career at Cal Baptist. Was 2-0 in duels with a couple of pins. Got to find a way to save that program. Got to find a way.
Half Nelson there off of the kind of like the
still green, guys. Still green.
Granby finish type of effort to get a reversal.
1, 2.
Mesenbrink this season, 7 falls and 5 techs. Couple major decisions, also a forfeit. Double leg, and plants him down for 3 more.
And I think people will find over time that might be one of the easier ways to go ahead and attack Araujo is basically up by the hips. Got that grip around his right below the cheeks right there, able to pop his hips in. Get a nice lift.
Mitchell Mesenbrink hasn't lost since that national final in 2024 when he was edged 9-8 by David Carr of Iowa State. He's got the riding time locked up. So if he finishes this match on top, it'll be another tech fall. His 6th tech fall of the season. He remains undefeated, 16-0, all bonus points.
Dominant.
favorite, the reigning national champion, Mitchell Mesenbrink. Just a guy that loves wrestling. 174 pounds, Murderer's Row continues. Another #1 for Penn State, undefeated Levi Haynes. And Christopher Minto, ranked 4th in the nation for Nebraska, comes in 14-3. Levi Haynes, 3-time Big Ten champ, 3-time All-American, 3 straight tech falls. He's got 13 bonus point victories. Second season up at 174. Last year at this weight class, he placed 3rd at the national tournament. Won that national title down at 157 in 2024. Just amazing. So much talent.
Yeah, he's
for
really,
Penn State.
He's really fun to watch too, and just an expert finisher of his techniques, his single legs. He's had the outside shots. We've seen him mature out there. Remember at 157, he used to have those wars, basically. I can't remember the Nebraska wrestler that he was going against that. Forgive me, but moving up to 174, and then it's going right past 165 and moving up to 74. Really hasn't missed a beat. Christopher Minto, really impressed with his the war he was in last week here there with Patrick Kennedy. Came down to down to overtime and all that. He stayed in the match.
But what was impressive is he lost to Kennedy on Friday, and then beat Carson Hartzler 4-1 on Sunday. That was a really nice win for him.
But you can take a look at what Nebraska's showing up here. They're better than they were a couple weeks ago for that exposure that they've had, these big matches they have. Haven't always done all that well in them collectively, but they look better, and they're getting better because of this competition.
Levi Haynes in dual meets, 34 takedowns. He's given up 2. He's 87-4 in his career, 28-0 in Big Ten duels.
Craziest
Minto from Cape Coral, Florida, Mariner High School. And a shove from Levi Haynes as Christopher Minto in the press row.
You get pushed out, directly out, and then you almost fall off the surface right there, and then you get called for stalling. So a straight push right there. He was in on a shot, though. He's got, I don't know how you judge that. Fortunately, I don't think anybody's hurt.
Christopher Minto up to 174 after a 4th place finish last March at 165. He was 24-7. Made the semis as a 12 seed. They are looking at unnecessary roughness. As you see, Cael Sanderson and Casey Cunningham. Nick Lee joins as well. Ryan Snyder there on the right, national finalist and 4-time All-American for the Big Red.
Right there's about it. That spot in that.
It's a penalty. You got to stop. After review, 1 point red.
So that is an unnecessary roughness call, so a point for Minto.
That's probably a good call. I mean, what I saw from Levi Haynes was, hey, didn't mean to do that. Expression over there, apologetic expression before they got back to the center of the mat while the official was out there. So we move on.
That's it.
Haynes, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year in 2023. Shot there by Minto.
Minto's pretty good in this position of coming up and getting to the waist right there. Now shucks the underhook by. Good job of Haynes by reacting neck and limping out of it.
Once upon a time, Jim, Levi Haynes was 2-1 in his career as the Nittany Lion is in. We're trying to put Minto on a hip.
He does that. Now watch how patient he is in here, all right? Got 21 seconds, can't be too patient, but notice how he's just kind of getting himself into a better position, which should be putting weight on that right hand to give him a little bit of elevation here. Right there, gets his elbow up off the mat.
Trying to work 10 seconds.
Work to that neutral danger call.
2, 3, no.
And time expires in the first. Minto with the 1-0 lead. Back to Iowa City inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. Match is on Big Ten Plus with the Hawkeyes and Gophers. McDanel and Arnold, no score. 2 minutes into the first period. Minnesota leading the Hawkeyes 15-13 in that border battle. Haynes escapes, 1-1 match. They're on your left.
Correct.
Couple of really good Big Ten duels.
Yes, man, I missed it. So.
Illinois and Indiana to follow us.
I got it.
Triple header night on the Big Ten Network. Friday Night Wrestling. I mentioned Levi Haynes, Jim. He lost to Vinny Zerban at the Bearcat Open back in November of 2022. At one time, he was 2-1 in his career.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was the first time that
It was his first tournaments. Since then, he's lost to Austin O'Connor, Keegan O'Toole, and Dean Hamady. That's it. 4 losses in his career. He's 1-1 with Christopher Minto, pair of All-Americans. Scrapping here at 174. Shot there from Haynes. There's an underhook throw by. Really well done from Minto, and he takes the lead 4-1.
nice job with the counter shot. The elbow pass got to the ankles right there. Got to the second one, and let's take a look at this replay. There's a counter shot, basically. Haynes lowered his level, all right? Chucks that underhook by, and then brings that underhook arm out to the far ankle there. Beautifully done.
So this is unfamiliar territory for Levi Haynes. Down by 3. Works to his feet quickly. And with 54 seconds to go in the second. It's a 2-point match.
That 3-point takedown, then the stall warnings don't mean as much as they used to mean in the past, okay? You could kind of get back into a match right there with a lot of pushing and making another guy look bad. It's got to be done by technique. You know, and if you're Minto, that shot might be there again. Again, this is what I'm talking about. You open up the points right there. Now you got 2 guys. There's 2 takedowns there, basically 20 seconds.
High cross shot there from Levi Haynes.
See if he comes in and puts a half Nelson. He comes over the top of that arm.
Pops his head and gets the 3 and takes the lead inside of 15 seconds. Short time scoring for Haynes.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations. If he went to a half right there, he'd probably have back points by now.
And the Nittany Lion up by 1. It's a tight one to the third.
Yeah, just like that, we've got 9 points scored. Open up that jar of points and pour it out on there on the mat.
Short time scoring.
Third period, Red, you've been hit for stalling. I'm back to 7. That's it.
Nice job by Minto, working to get to his feet with a quick escape.
5-5. Each guy with the takedown.
I got you.
Minto is a difficult guy to go ahead and push around out there. And once he gets to a leg, he likes to come up and get to the hips. And if you're stepping into that just because you're thinking about your shot, you still have to have respect for his ability to go ahead and bear hug you.
Look at Mark Manning in his 26th season as head coach at Nebraska, coming off that program best finish. Last March in Philly, they were second to Penn State.
See what happened there, right? Minto takes a shot. But, you know, if you can go ahead and get confident about getting back to your feet, and one of the best we've ever seen it is Mitchell Mesenbrink. He takes a lot of shots, but he never gets spun around.
Into a front headlock position.
Nice job of Minto basically clearing out of that. Looking for his own offense. He squares back up. That was well done. Now he comes back into a shot.
Straight on shot, no angle.
No angle, exactly. And he finds himself back in this position where you're doing a lot of breathing. There's a knee tap. Knee tap.
Levi Haynes takes the 8-5 lead.
Now bow and arrow here. Try to get this thing elbow deep around that ankle. All right, try to make the big step.
Levi Haynes, third period takedown.
Randy gets the quick escape.
Still 10 seconds left. Straight on shot there from Minto. And Levi Haynes wins the battle 8-6. Now 29-0 in his career in Big Ten duels. Levi Haynes just finds a way.
Well, you mentioned the straight on shot there, Shayne. Levi Haynes with
point victories for the Nittany Lions, of course, came over from Ohio State. We're in 2024 as a true freshman down at 174. Fell to Carter Staracci in the national final. Coming off a redshirt season, Rocco Welsh, one of the 6 #1 ranked wrestlers in the Penn State lineup.
Wrestling Silas Allred, who way back in the day used to wrestle Max Dean at 197, and that seemed to be the guy that he had Max's number, national champion, and really made a name for himself in that tournament, winning the Big Tens that year at 97. Ankle pick there by Welsh, follows it up with a low shot.
1, 2.
Rocco looks for points, and you could tell. And we had a great conversation with him after the Iowa
Where you want to go?
Right? And I got a kick out of just listening to him and his temperament about,
Thank you.
Wasn't really happy with the fact that he wasn't able to score any points. There weren't many points to be had in that.
It was 2-1 in the tiebreakers over Ferrari.
Yeah, but, he showed a lot of poise, because you see him, you got to win those things, but given an opportunity here, he sees openings, he shoots.
And deep on a single leg, shin was her defense there from Allred. Now Rocco Welsh able to elevate to his feet.
It's the far ankle.
Both ankles. Gets his second takedown.
The way he was able to get to his feet on that is worth looking at again, because he ended up getting to his feet from the inside and then got pushed out to the outside. Right there, he's on the outside of the leg right now. Nice little job of coming up underneath the hamstring, making that little sweep. He gets basically run out here, and he collects the far ankle. He's telling us he has a guy in Pittsburgh here that provides that ink for him, right?
That's right.
So it's just, if you take a look at the work there, it's just high level.
Rocco's a guy, Jim, I'd want to be friends with.
Yes, I think you are.
I'd want him in my crew, no doubt. 2 minutes into this first period, a pair of takedowns for Welsh in dual meets. He has now scored 37. He's allowed 3.
At the end of the period.
Silas already 3-time national qualifier, got on the podium last March in Philadelphia with a 7th place finish.
And I know we've mentioned this before when we're doing Nebraska meets, which we've done quite a few of them this year, but that performance at the NCAAs was just one of those crowning achievements there with 8 All-Americans that they had, and it was just, you looked over in that blood round and you saw those reds. I thought they were wearing red singlets at the time. You just said, gosh, these guys are just having a great tournament. It was just kind of all under the radar with everything that Penn State was doing. But to finish second in that cruise, it just speaks to their resilience, and I think they've come out here pretty resilient today.
184 pounds, a stacked weight class. Young thoroughbreds at the weight class with Rocco Welsh, of course, Angelo Ferrari, Max McDanel of Minnesota. Ferrari out tonight. It was Gabe Arnold moments ago in sudden victory. Inside of 15 seconds, an attack there by McDanel. He shelves a single leg, a roll from Gabe Arnold. And Max McDanel in sudden victory, 4-1, puts the Gophers up 18-13 in Iowa City. You see the disappointments on the face of Gabe Arnold.
Improve, we're neutral.
But 184 is stacked in the Big Ten. Dylan Fishback at Ohio State having a solid season as well.
His last 2 weight classes, Koehler at hockey and at heavyweight. Nice takedown there by Rocco. This time he was on the inside of the leg. I think it's much easier to finish there, but you can see he's been able to finish on the inside and the outside of the leg.
Gavin Nelson and Harvey Ludington wrestling at 197. If Nelson wins it, Minnesota will go into Iowa City and get a win over Iowa. 9-3. Rocco Welsh, 3 takedowns. Looking for his 50th career victory, Rocco Welsh. Ankle pick on the Cornhusker and out of bounds.
Work to improve there. Work to improve there.
Penn State doubling up Nebraska 18-9. It was 10-9 after 5. Some good scraps in that first half.
Top, cover legal.
Brock Hardy with the fall at 141. Antrell Taylor knocked off P.J. Duke at 157. But of course, Penn State in the second half with a handful of number ones.
Okay.
Jim, we say it every year. Is this the best Penn State team ever? Is this the best Penn State team ever? I mean, there's just no let up.
That was not a good one.
And they have one guy they'll lose in Levi Haynes.
I used to have a saying in my coach that we're either going to get better or we're going to get younger. Well, they do both.
Okay.
Guys wrestling ear to ear over a half minute remaining second period.
What's amazing to me is that they've gotten much younger, and I just
want to score.
You kind of at a loss. They got one senior on this team who's ranked number 1 in the country. Undefeated wrestlers they have. Of course, they have one less right now, but you know who doesn't think that P.J. Duke has an opportunity to go ahead and compete for a national title? The fact that they've got 8 guys in the situation that they're in right now that are top 3 or 4 seeds. You know that's just continuing to find ways to impress the crowd.
At this weight class, as with several weight classes, the dominance under Cael Sanderson, what they've done at the Big Tens and the NCAAs. Guys like Ed Ruth and Bo Nickel, Aaron Brooks, Carter Starachi, Quentin Wright. They have really controlled those upper weights.
Improve! Improve!
You know, and that maybe not so this year, but you know, it's very valuable for a program to really kind of focus on those upper weight guys. If you've got 5 good guys in those upper weights, 74, actually, you know, upper 4 weights, you know, there's competition from other sports, you know, to take out this beautiful double leg roll through situation.
Stays tight on those legs and gets the score. Now 13-4.
But as I was mentioning here, that those upper weights, there's competition for other sports, you know, that they could, you know, other levels. You know, they could be a Division II football player, a Division III football player. You know, they're sporting about 205 in the off season. You see this double leg, just basically dropping and driving,
including 6 tent falls and 4 pins. Fell in the national finals to Stephen Buchanan of Iowa last March 5-2. Beat Jacob Cardenas, the Big Ten champion, in the semis 5-3. Those guys had some good scraps last season. Cardenas and Barr. McDanel, an All-American, true sophomore, was 8th as Josh Barr has his hands locked in a single leg.
Did a nice job of staying on that leg right there. Now arm around the waist. Just go ahead and settle back and get the weight on the hands.
Still green.
He's not in a great position right there, but he was able to go ahead and get his hands get up high, but with the same height as your shoulders. You kind of get a little bit worried about, at least I do anyway, that just, you know, you putting maybe some unnecessary pressure on it. Just shows you how strong he is able to keep in good position in that situation.
In dual meets, he has scored 29 takedowns. He has yet to be taken down in a duel.
Improve.
Drops down to an ankle, front trip.
Come on, guys, let's work in bounds. Work in bounds.
Davison, Michigan, 4-time Michigan State champ, part of 3 team championship teams, won Fargo, and this season won the Southern Scuffle by knocking off All-American Stephen Little of Arkansas Little Rock 9-1.
Improve.
I'm going to say something a little bit crazy, Jim.
Out of bounds, guys. Do it
But
in
when you
bounds,
look
guys.
at the
Wrestle in
talent up and
bounds.
down
Help
this
me
Penn
out.
State roster, some of these phenomenal guys get overlooked a little bit. Josh Barr might be one of them.
Yeah, you know, you kind of saw the same thing that was happening back at the University of Iowa when they're having their big run here. That, you know, guys that won a national championship or two were I'm not saying that they were in the shadows, but you kind of, you know, they go somewhere and else and have the same experience. You're exalted, right? Here, it's just you're one of the guys.
One of the guys, exactly.
Which really kind of helps you even just get better.
Illegal.
And that's really what they're all about. Oh, nice job of limping out of that situation there with the ankle tied up right there. Counter from McDanel. He went right after the ankle, and you saw where Josh Barr was able to go ahead and hip down, point his toe, and slide that out. Get your ankle tied up. That's how you do it.
Barr made the finals as a 4 seed. McDanel, that run to the podium, as I mentioned, he was 8th. He was 5th at the Big Tens and was the 20th seed in Philly. Quite the accomplishment to make the podium.
When I looked over and saw him winning the blood round, I go, they're having an unbelievable tournament.
He lost in the first round to Trey Munoz, then won 4 straight to become an All-American. He beat Gabe Sollers of Indiana to lock down All-American status. Fell to Max Stout in that 7th place match. And here is Josh Barr with 40 to go in this first period, hunting down 3 more. And he's got the 3 on the edge, 9-2.
Great technique, great pace.
Yeah, you talk about pace. Josh Barr's got some pace.
You knew that when he was having all that success last year against seniors.
Bottom man, hold on. We're going to do an optional start. Go.
Older men in that weight class. Now that weight class is cleared out.
I need to hit red here.
Stephen Buchanan's doing a nice job out there on the international scene. Last year's NCAA champ at this weight.
Barr is just relentless. It is non-stop pace. And he scores 3 more inside of 15 seconds. Exhausting the scoreboard as usual. Barr up 12-3 with riding time over a minute to the second. Josh Barr and Penn State lock up with Michigan. That is next Friday. An incredible night of wrestling, and it's Iowa and Ohio State. Coverage begins with the wrestling pregame at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, right here on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app.
I love it. We're going to get a good look at that Ohio State team before they come to right here a week later.
That's on me.
Ohio State beating Wisconsin earlier tonight in the first duel of our triple-header tonight. Stick around, a full night of Friday Night Wrestling, Indiana and Illinois, to follow this duel. Quick escape.
Morning, Red.
Underhook on the right side. That draws a stall call on the Cornhusker McDanel. Just heavy hands, hard snaps.
Yeah, everyone
always moving his hands and feet.
They learn how to wrestle hard in Davidson, Michigan.
They've cranked out some hammers. Brent Metcalf, John Reeder, to name a couple. Paul Donahoe was a national champ at Nebraska.
Taking green.
And 3 more.
Improve there.
Looking for his 7th tech fall of the season. Legendary coach Roy Hall.
I got you.
McDanel head to the outside on a single leg. But now he's getting extended underneath the pressure from Barr.
Watch how he clears that ankle out. See how he hips down right there? He's out. Right?
Trying to kick away.
The other one tied up right there. So one more time, hip down, and he just has the feel for that. I was going to come up and just fight hands.
Stalemate whistle.
That's an experienced official right there. Instead of making that,
easy.
With the crowd's yelling for stalling, instead of giving him that, he calls a quick stalemate there. Heavy snaps.
like to know guys like Josh Barr, Mitchell Mesenbrink, what the time is for average attacks, because they don't waste a whole lot of time. It is pedal to the metal. And McDanel will survive to see the third.
Red, your choice.
He'll have the choice.
Takes
a look over at the Nebraska corner with Cervella Delagnev and Brian Snyder, along with head coach Mark Manning, as the always relaxed AJ Ferrari set the battle next.
It's a 12-point match, guys.
Two heavyweights, I think Cade Ziola.
Great job, stay sad.
Weighed in as
Cover
well.
legal. Improve. Neutral, work center.
Hard snap there again from the Nittany Lion.
Go behind right into a shot. Not much room to work with there. Elbow deep. Look how tight he is with that left arm. Now he comes back and puts both hands on it here. Now he's going to come over the top of the shoelaces with one hand. Got the Achilles with the other. He's going to come back and score.
He's got it. Josh Barr, crafty on the edge for 3 more.
You know, some guys they try to do it like they're climbing rope or, you know, with their fingers. But watch, one hand's over the top of the shoelaces, the other hand's on the Achilles heel. All right? Gives them plenty of leverage to come back, and the second leg scores. That was well done.
Neutral.
It's one of those little things that you can pick up and pulling a guy back in.
Gives the escape. Takedown away from a 10th fall. Just another day at the office for Josh Barr. When you're a scoreboard, Josh Barr takes the mat, you better get ready to put up 20.
Well, now you got to put up a few more, because that was a nice takedown there by McDanel.
And I like the competition there for McDanel. Gets a takedown of his own. This has been a fun match. 19-9. 28 points on the board. Again, Josh Barr. All bonus point victories this season.
1, 2. Stalemate, guys. Hustle back, 33.
That's going to make it a little bit more difficult here during 33 seconds to get that tech fall. So I imagine that McDanel's going to try to keep him down.
Cover.
I don't know how successful he's going to be, but he might be able to cut riding time.
If you're McDanel, you get a takedown of your own late in the match. Gives you something to feel good about. Probably disappointed with the overall outcome, but have to credit the competition. There's a roll for McDanel as he snags that right ankle.
One more time.
No.
Referee calls a stalemate. Under the circumstances, you've got two guys that are tired out there from a lot of effort, from a lot of scoring. 29 points in the match, 30 if you count the riding time. Going right back out. Like I said, that's a good call.
21-9 with the riding time points. As Josh Barr, the #1 197-pounder in the country, remains undefeated. Now 13-0. Ranked matchup here at heavyweight with AJ Ferrari 8-2.
All right, guys, here we go.
Mirasola, redshirt freshman. There's AJ Ferrari.
Good luck to you guys.
Coming off a loss to Nick Feldman. Last week, Feldman has handed Ferrari both his losses. Mirasola has won 7 straight. He's 12-2. Had that nice win over Ben Keeler of Iowa.
That was really signature for him, you know, to go into Carver Hawkeye like the Gophers did today. And getting a big win like that.
Thank you.
Ben Keeler. The beginning of that match against Keeler, it was collar ties and a lot of ferocious type of head and arm type of work there in that match by Mirasola. And we know he's a pretty good scrambler. So you're going to have to go ahead and, AJ, we've seen where he's been able to get down to his knees and basically dive in on guys. It'll be interesting to see. There's only 2 pounds separating these guys at weigh-in. 227 for Ferrari and 225 for Mirasola.
Underway in Champaign with Indiana and Illinois. Watch that one right now on the Fox Sports app. We'll get you out to Champaign at the conclusion of this dual meet. Mirasola beat Keeler 4-3. And since that win, 2 tech falls and a fall. He's 5-0 in the Big Ten.
That's all right. Come on.
Stoppage right there. Mirasola's outside foot went off the mat.
That's
I went out and measured it there, Shayne, and its narrowest distance there, it's about 6 feet.
No problem. I
6
didn't
and
see
9
it.
feet.
Lots of Resolite.
I got you.
Need just a little bit more at those 4 points on this mat, but on the corners, it's 18 feet.
Get those
AJ
hands up,
Ferrari,
guys.
first season in Lincoln,
Stay
began
out of
his
the
career
face,
at
both
Oklahoma
guys.
State, won the national title for the Cowboys in 2021 in St. Louis, then down at 197.
You call a stall there when that
Last season at Cal State Bakersfield, won a Pac-12 title and was 3rd at the NCAAs. It was 22-1 for the Roadrunners. Only loss was to Stephen Buchanan.
And you've seen that a lot from AJ over his career, where he's kind of staggered stance like that right there, basically using that kind of jab, so to speak, with his palm into the forehead right there to keep him at distance right there, left and right.
Really good with re-attacks as well from his knees.
Unbelievably effective right there. And you know, you normally see him commit to a shot in the last 30 seconds of the period. So you get 20 seconds away from probably the danger zone. And you know, there's people that go out there to scout that about their opponents. When does he really try to go ahead and get after it right there? And
I got you.
it's a good way of measuring a guy's activity.
Ferrari beat Koehler in Lincoln last Friday before falling to Nick Feldman in sudden victory 4-1. That was a tight duel meet. Nebraska falling to Ohio State. There's the duel recap.
Yes.
Most notable,
I got you.
Brock Hardy with the fall. Antrell Taylor knocked off P.J. Duke. Good win for Levi Haynes
Clean it up. Clean it up.
at 174.
My guys, clean it up.
Conversation going about the jabbing
That's it.
right there. But there's the shot by Ferrari. Reshot. Again, late in those periods here, national champion's pretty crafty.
Time runs out on Ferrari. We remain scoreless after 3 minutes. Outstanding wrestler. Presented to you by Clint Keen Athletic, Levi Haynes. Good battle with All-American Christopher Minto. Found a way to win with a third period takedown, remains undefeated. #1 ranked in the nation. That knee tap was the difference.
He was, and you know, he's behind 3-0.
One, you're
That
neutral.
match
We're
and
center.
ended up coming back, and you know, happens so many times. You get that.
I still got an
Open
issue
up the
with him
scoreboard
playing
a
the
little
edge,
bit,
but he's the
and all
only
of a
one
sudden
doing
you
his
just got an
offense.
exciting match to watch, and that was one of them.
Quick escape in the
Exactly.
second period. Ferrari with the tally on the board.
And nobody rides him.
Out of the grip. Out of the grip. Get out of the grip.
83 straight dual meet victories for Penn State.
Say, what can Mirasola do here against that, basically that jab right there? You notice he's coming in, he's got a hard collar tie, right? The forward pressure has been in favor of Mirasola. He's the one that's moved forward. Ferrari likes to have you step in and get your elevation a little bit high. See, Mirasola's done that, but he'll go ahead and drop the bottom out of his stance and basically dive in. Good work by Mirasola. Can he get the far ankle?
See the flexibility there from Ferrari.
Shin Wizard moving to the edge of the mat.
Jumps
Kicks out of it.
away and keeps it 1-0.
Not only did he kick out of it right there, but he circled back in. Now he's the one that's pushing him
Break,
off the
Jackson,
mat.
guys.
Let's just slide.
Ferrari hikes up one of those 2 knee pads.
And now all of a sudden, he's got the crowd in it with that shot. You got your teammates off the bench. Huge opportunity for Mirasola. Now moving a little bit in with the inside collar tie, coming over the top. But you got to be careful with the Ferrari. You don't want to spend too much time on the tracks right there, being straight out in front of him. You know, an inside tie.
Collar time for Mirasola.
I just think that just a little bit of straight on shot. He's got to also have a reshot. Be aware of that.
Mirasola was so close to scoring.
Yeah, just look at it. Snaps down, runs to the leg, almost gets, just misses, whiffs on that ankle grab right there. And I think right there at that moment, though, he gained A.J. Ferrari's respect.
You see Mitchell Mesenbrink leading the charge on that Penn State bench.
Isn't the production value fantastic in here?
And this is where Ferrari really good in the top position. He can ride.
Yeah, he can. Minnesota's been a pretty good scrambler. You know, a wrestling room that has a bunch of guys that are also good on top, including his coaches. So he's been down here a time or two against really good competition.
Ferrari gets that near wrist, driving forward.
What you try to do, first of all, you don't want to let your elbow come out too wide like that. It makes it easy to grab the wrist. A little bit of back pressure. Remember that quick escape by Ferrari in the second period. Here's large right now. Riding time moving up. Oh, they go off the mat.
Riding time at 44 seconds for Ferrari.
You're not bleeding, let's go. You're not bleeding, let's go.
He's still inside the cylinder a little bit. It was good action for Mirasola.
Everybody's into this one.
Stay safe. I'm not stopping. Sir, cover.
And of course, Cael Sanderson, calm, cool, collected as always.
Got a cookie.
He just doesn't flinch.
He just
doesn't flinch.
That was a great shot.
Blood's not significant.
Ferrari 10 seconds from taking riding time over 60. Mirasola works to his feet, but Ferrari sticks with him and out of bounds. After this, we'll send you to Champaign with the Fighting Illini and the Hoosiers, both 2-2 in the Big Ten.
I think he's trying to point out that he might have a blood issue there on his finger.
Huge weekend of wrestling here on the Big Ten Network. On Sunday, Jim and I will be in Columbus for Ohio State, Michigan, and it's Northwestern and Michigan State.
Nebraska.
That coverage begins at noon Eastern at 9 a.m. Pacific. Great weekend of action on the Resolite here in the Big Ten.
Okay, set. There we go.
Everybody's up off the Nebraska bench, too.
1, 2.
Kicks an ankle, tight waist off the whistle. The riding time over a minute.
Right there. Good job of hovering and covering there. Chop the arm. So much of riding can be done with your feet. Right there, nice little go-behind effort there to get back to the comfortable side right there.
Against a guy like Ferrari, what's most critical on bottom?
Now, right now, you got to be able to control your own wrist to begin with, and you get the pocket between his left elbow and his left knee. It's just too wide. He's bringing his whole body in there. It makes it easy to break the legs of the table. It makes it easy to get the claw right in, easy to get to the wrist. You got to cut down that space a little bit. Cut it down. Bring your elbows in at this stage right now to cut AJ out of that position. If not, he's just going to come right back to it. Goes to the ankle.
Looking to snap Mirasola's 7-match win streak. Mirasola gives himself a chance with 10 seconds. Ferrari's got the riding time locked up. Good man awareness from Ferrari. Knows exactly where he's at and the situation. And A.J. Ferrari gets the W for the Cornhuskers. He improves to 9-2. 26-12 the final score. Penn State makes it 83 straight dual meet victories. Again, the final.
And in that sense, Noskina 5 aces to just 1 from record. She dipped dramatically. First serve, Noskina rose it to 81%. It crucially took 76 percentage points on first serve. 11 winners to Vekich's 7. And down to 4 unforced errors. She hit 30 in the opening set. Vast improvement from the 20-year-old Czech. 2 breaks from 2 chances. 28 points in the set as well. Nekic only 17. Big turnaround. Off to a third relay.